Deep underground, trapped in darkness for years, something was still alive. Scientists recently uncovered terrifying creatures sealed away from the world, adapting, mutating, surviving. Some don't resemble anything known to science, and their discovery raises frightening questions about what else might be hidden beneath our feet. Join us as we uncover the terrifying creatures finally revealed after years trapped in the dark. Let's go.
Number 14. Titanoboa fossil discovery in Cerrejón. Deep in the Cerrejón coal mines of Colombia, paleontologists unearthed something that rewrote everything we thought we knew about prehistoric life. In 2009, workers stumbled upon fossilized vertebrae that seemed impossibly large. After months of careful excavation and analysis, scientists confirmed the unthinkable. They had found Titanoboa, a snake so massive it makes modern anacondas look like garden worms. This beast measured 42 feet long and weighed over 2,500 pounds. It lived 60 million years ago, right after the dinosaurs went extinct, dominating the ancient rainforests of South America. But here's where it gets wild. The fossil was so perfectly preserved that researchers could determine exactly what this creature ate, how it moved, and even how it hunted. The Titanoboa would wrap around giant crocodiles and crush them with a force of 400 pounds per square inch. The discovery sent shockwaves through the scientific community because it proved that cold-blooded animals could grow far larger than anyone previously believed possible. And now, with climate change warming the planet back to temperatures similar to the Titanoboa era, some scientists wonder if conditions might become right for giant reptiles to dominate again.
Number 13. Colossal squid capture in Antarctic waters. February 2007 marked one of the most significant marine discoveries in modern history when New Zealand fishermen hauled up something from the Antarctic depths that challenged everything we knew about deep-sea life. A colossal squid, measuring 33 feet long and weighing over 1,000 pounds, came up tangled in their fishing lines. Unlike its cousin, the giant squid, this species had hooks on its tentacles and eyes the size of dinner plates, designed to hunt in the pitch-black waters a mile below the surface. The specimen was frozen immediately and later examined by marine biologists, who were stunned by what they found. The squid had scars from battles with sperm whales, its primary predator, and its stomach contained evidence of fish species unknown to science. But here's what keeps researchers up at night. This colossal squid was a juvenile. Adults could potentially grow twice as large, meaning there are creatures in the deep ocean that dwarf anything in our aquariums or museums. Fishermen in the area report finding even larger squid beaks in the stomachs of caught whales, suggesting truly massive specimens live in waters too deep for humans to explore. The colossal squid had been hiding in Antarctic waters for millions of years, completely unknown to science, until modern fishing technology accidentally brought one to the surface.
I'm going to ask you a simple question. Are you a naturally curious person? If you're watching, I'm pretty sure the answer is yes. This space is made for people like us. To ensure you're always part of this community and receive all our latest discoveries, you just need to do one thing: subscribe to the channel. It's the best way to stay connected with us. Okay, now that you're part of our Legion of the Curious, let's move on to the next item.
Number 12. Coelacanth population in deep ocean caves. In 1938, a fisherman off the coast of South Africa hauled up a fish that science had declared extinct for 66 million years. The coelacanth, a massive lobe-finned fish with leg-like fins and armored scales, had been known only from fossils dating back to the age of dinosaurs. Yet here was a living, breathing specimen, proving that sometimes extinction isn't forever. The discovery shocked the scientific world, but it was just the beginning. Since then, researchers have found entire populations of coelacanths living in deep underwater caves along the coasts of Africa, Indonesia, and other locations. These living fossils have remained virtually unchanged for hundreds of millions of years, hiding in the deep while the world above transformed completely. They can live for over 100 years, grow up to 6 feet long, and weigh nearly 200 pounds. What makes them truly remarkable is their method of reproduction. Females carry their young for 5 years before giving birth to live babies, the longest gestation period of any vertebrate. The coelacanth population remains small and isolated, with perhaps only a few thousand individuals worldwide.
They hunt at night in deep caves and crevices, which explains how they managed to avoid human detection for so long. The discovery proves that our oceans still hide species we thought were lost forever, and it raises the question of what other extinct creatures might still be out there, waiting to be found.
Number 11. Giant salamander rescue from Chinese dam. Construction workers draining a reservoir in China's Hunan province in 2015 discovered something they initially mistook for a small alligator. Upon closer inspection, they realized they were looking at a Chinese giant salamander, measuring over 5 feet long and 114 pounds. This wasn't just any salamander. Based on its size, scientists estimated it was at least 200 years old, meaning it had been alive since before the Napoleonic Wars. The creature had been trapped in the reservoir for decades, possibly since the dam was first built, surviving on fish and other aquatic life in its enclosed environment. Chinese giant salamanders are critically endangered, with wild populations decimated by habitat loss and poaching for traditional medicine. This specimen represented something truly special, a window into the past, a creature that had lived through 2 centuries of human history while hiding in the dark waters of a man-made lake. The salamander's skin showed scars from what appeared to be multiple close calls with predators and possibly fishing nets. After extensive examination, researchers relocated it to a protected nature reserve where it could live out its remaining years in safety. The discovery raised awareness about how many creatures might be trapped in isolated environments, cut off from their natural habitats by human development, surviving against all odds in spaces we've forgotten about or never thought to check.
Number 10. Wolfish discovery in North Atlantic traps. Commercial fishermen working the waters off the coast of Maine and Nova Scotia regularly pull up creatures that look more like monsters than fish. The Atlantic wolfish can grow up to 5 feet long and weigh 40 pounds, with a face only a mother could love. These fish have powerful jaws filled with large, fang-like teeth designed to crush the shells of sea urchins, crabs, and mollusks. Their appearance is so fierce that many fishermen used to kill them on sight, considering them worthless and dangerous. But here's what makes them fascinating. Wolfish produce a natural antifreeze protein in their blood that allows them to survive in water temperatures that would kill most other fish. They live on the rocky bottoms of the North Atlantic at depths up to 1,600 feet, hiding in crevices and caves during the day and hunting at night. Unlike most fish, wolfish form monogamous pairs and return to the same den site year after year to breed. The male guards the eggs aggressively for up to 4 months until they hatch, refusing to eat the entire time. Despite their terrifying appearance, wolfish populations have declined dramatically due to overfishing and habitat destruction, leading to conservation efforts in both Canada and the United States. Some fishermen who used to throw them back dead now handle them carefully and release them alive, recognizing that these prehistoric-looking predators play a crucial role in controlling sea urchin populations that would otherwise devastate kelp forests.
Number 9. Goblin shark caught in deep-sea fishing nets. A Japanese fishing crew working off the coast of Tokyo Bay in 2014 pulled up something that looked like it swam straight out of prehistoric nightmares. The goblin shark, with its grotesque pink skin and extendable jaws that shoot forward to snatch prey, had been hiding in the deep ocean for over 125 million years. This thing is so bizarre that scientists call it a living fossil because it hasn't changed since the age of dinosaurs. The specimen they caught measured 12 feet long, but here's the kicker. It was probably living at depths of around 4,000 feet where sunlight never reaches. Its body was soft and flabby, adapted for the immense pressure of the deep sea, and when brought to the surface, it barely moved. The shark's most disturbing feature is its jaw mechanism. When it detects prey, the entire jaw extends outward like something from the Alien movies, grabbing fish before they even know what hit them. Fishermen report that these catches are becoming more frequent, not because there are more goblin sharks, but because commercial fishing is now reaching depths that were completely unexplored just decades ago. The sharks have been down there the whole time, living their lives in total darkness, feeding on deep-sea fish and squid that most humans will never see. Marine biologists estimate there could be thousands of these creatures lurking in ocean trenches around the world, completely hidden from view until a fishing net accidentally drags one up from the abyss.
Number 8. Oarfish strandings before major earthquakes. Along the coasts of Japan, Taiwan, and California, fishermen and beachgoers have long reported sightings of a creature so bizarre it was believed to be the origin of sea serpent legends. The oarfish can grow up to 36 feet long, with a ribbon-like silver body and a bright red crest running along its head. These deep-sea dwellers normally live at depths between 600 and 3,000 feet, making encounters with humans extremely rare. But here's where it gets creepy. Every time multiple oarfish wash up on beaches or appear near the surface, a major earthquake strikes within weeks. In 2011, dozens of oarfish appeared along Japanese beaches in the months before the devastating Tohoku earthquake and tsunami that killed nearly 20,000 people. The same pattern occurred before the 1995 Kobe earthquake and the 2010 Chile quake. Scientists remain skeptical, but the correlation is hard to ignore. One theory suggests that geological activity before earthquakes disrupts the deep ocean environment, forcing these creatures up from the depths. The oarfish have been living in the deep ocean trenches for millions of years, virtually unchanged, hiding from human eyes except when something catastrophic forces them to the surface. Local folklore and fishing communities has treated oarfish sightings as omens of disaster for centuries, long before modern science could measure seismic activity.
Number 7. Preserved mammoth discovery in Siberian permafrost. In the frozen wastelands of Siberia, something impossible emerged from the ice in 2013. A young mammoth calf, nicknamed Yuka, was found so perfectly preserved that blood still flowed from its body when scientists cut into the tissue. This wasn't just a fossil or bones. This was a 39,000-year-old animal with intact organs, skin, and even fur still attached. The permafrost had essentially frozen Yuka in time, creating a window into the Ice Age that researchers never dreamed possible. When they examined the carcass, they found evidence of predator attacks, with chunks of flesh torn from the body, suggesting the mammoth had been killed and partially eaten by ancient lions or wolves before freezing solid. But the discovery raised terrifying implications. If a mammoth could be preserved this well for 39,000 years, what else is trapped in that ice? Climate change is now melting the permafrost at an alarming rate, exposing creatures and potentially ancient viruses and bacteria that have been locked away since the last ice age. Scientists have already found preserved wolves, cave lion cubs, and even ancient horses emerging from the thawing ground. Some researchers worry about what might happen when these ancient organisms are exposed to the modern world.
Number 6. Megamouth shark, rare beach stranding. Since 1976, only 273 megamouth sharks have ever been observed by humans, making it one of the rarest large animals on the planet. In 2021, a dead megamouth washed up on a beach in the Philippines, giving scientists a rare opportunity to study this elusive giant. The shark measured 15 feet long and weighed over 1,000 pounds, with a mouth so enormous it could swallow a person whole if it wanted to. But here's the weird part. Megamouth sharks are filter feeders, meaning they swim through the ocean with their mouths wide open, filtering tiny shrimp and plankton from the water. They spend their days at depths of around 500 feet, then migrate upward at night to feed in shallower waters, following the vertical migration of their prey. The first megamouth shark wasn't discovered until 1976, when one got tangled in a U.S. Navy anchor off the coast of Hawaii. Before that day, science had no idea this species even existed. These sharks have soft, flabby bodies and swim slowly, making them completely different from the aggressive predators most people imagine when they think of sharks. The Philippine specimen showed evidence of old scars and injuries, suggesting it had survived multiple encounters with predators or fishing nets over its long life. Marine biologists examining the carcass found undigested krill in its stomach and were able to extract DNA samples that might help explain where these mysterious sharks go when they're not accidentally running into humans.
Number 5. Giant anaconda of the Amazon River. On March 12, 2023, a research team navigating the murky waters of the Amazon River spotted something that made their blood run cold. Through the brown water, they could see a massive shape moving beneath their boat. When they finally managed to capture it, the numbers were insane. Over 26 feet long and weighing close to 440 pounds, this wasn't just any anaconda. This was a living nightmare that had been hiding in those waters for decades, maybe even a full century. The snake was so heavy, it took 8 people just to lift it onto the research vessel.
Scientists examining the creature found scars and marks, suggesting it had survived countless encounters with caimans and jaguars. But here's what really freaks people out. Local fishermen had been reporting sightings of an even larger serpent in the same area for over 30 years. Nobody believed them until now. The discovery raised a terrifying question. If this giant managed to stay hidden for so long, what else is lurking in those dark waters? Researchers now believe there could be an entire population of these prehistoric-sized predators living in the deepest parts of the river, completely unknown to science until someone accidentally stumbles upon them.
Number 4. Greenland shark carbon dating results. A team of marine biologists examining Greenland sharks in 2016 made a discovery that redefined our understanding of vertebrate longevity. Using radiocarbon dating on the eye lenses of these massive sharks, scientists determined that one female specimen was approximately 400 years old, making her the oldest known vertebrate animal on the planet. This shark was born around 1620, during the time of Galileo and Shakespeare, swimming through Arctic waters for 4 centuries, while human civilization went through revolutions, world wars, and the space age. Greenland sharks grow incredibly slowly, adding less than half an inch to their length each year, and they don't reach sexual maturity until they're at least 150 years old. These creatures can grow up to 24 feet long and weigh over 2,000 pounds, moving slowly through the cold, dark waters of the North Atlantic and Arctic Ocean at depths up to 7,200 feet. They eat whatever they can find, including seals, fish, and even polar bears that venture too far into the water. The flesh of Greenland sharks is toxic to humans due to high concentrations of trimethylamine oxide, which helps them survive at extreme depths. For centuries, these ancient predators have been lurking in the coldest, darkest parts of our oceans, living longer than any other animal with a backbone, witnesses to centuries of change in the waters above, while remaining virtually unchanged themselves in the depths below.
Number 3. Sarcastic fringehead territorial battles. Along the rocky coastlines of California and Baja, Mexico, hiding inside shells, crevices, and discarded bottles, lives one of the ocean's most aggressive and bizarre fish. The sarcastic fringehead grows up to 12 inches long and has a personality that's absolutely insane for something so small. When 2 males encounter each other, they engage in one of nature's most spectacular displays of aggression. They open their mouths to an impossible width, revealing massive jaws lined with needle-like teeth, and literally wrestle mouth to mouth until one backs down. Their jaws can open so wide that their entire head becomes a gaping, colorful cavern, with the battle looking more like 2 aliens trying to swallow each other than fish fighting over territory. Marine biologists filming these encounters have measured jaw-opening angles exceeding 90 degrees, which is proportionally larger than almost any other vertebrate on Earth. The fringehead gets its name from the elaborate fringe-like appendages on its head that become erect during these territorial disputes. Despite their small size, these fish are fearless and will attack anything that comes near their chosen shelter, including human fingers if divers get too close. They've adapted to living in increasingly polluted waters, often making homes in discarded beer bottles and cans on the seafloor, turning human trash into valuable real estate. The sarcastic fringehead has been living in Pacific coastal waters for millions of years, but scientists only started studying their elaborate territorial behavior in detail within the last few decades, when underwater photography became advanced enough to capture these lightning-fast battles.
Number 2. Ancient cave paintings with unknown creatures. Hidden in a remote cave system in France, archaeologists discovered something in 1994 that continues to baffle experts 3 decades later. The Chauvet Cave contains over 400 animal paintings dating back 36,000 years, making them the oldest known cave art on Earth. But among the familiar depictions of horses, lions, and rhinoceros, there are creatures that don't match any known species. One painting shows a large feline with strange proportions and features that don't align with any big cat that ever lived in Europe. Another depicts what appears to be a hybrid creature with the body of a bear and the head of something entirely different. Scientists have spent years trying to identify these mystery animals, with theories ranging from extinct species to artistic imagination. However, some researchers believe the cave painters were recording real encounters with species that survived from earlier epochs, creatures that lived alongside early humans before eventually dying out. The level of anatomical detail in these paintings suggests the artists were working from direct observation, not fantasy. If that's true, then early humans shared their world with animals we have no fossil record of, species that vanished completely without leaving a trace in the geological record. The cave was sealed off by a rock slide shortly after these paintings were created, preserving them perfectly in the dark for over 35,000 years until 3 spelunkers stumbled upon the entrance.
Number 1. Blobfish trawling accidents off Australia. Off the coast of southeastern Australia and Tasmania, fishing trawlers operating at depths between 2,000 and 4,000 feet occasionally bring up what might be the ugliest creature on Earth. The blobfish became an internet sensation when photos of a specimen caught in 2003 went viral, showing a gelatinous, droopy-faced fish that looks like a melted human. But here's the truth behind a meme. The blobfish actually looks fairly normal when it's alive in its natural deep-sea environment. The grotesque appearance only happens when it's brought to the surface, and the extreme change in pressure causes its gelatinous body to expand and deform. At depth, where the pressure is up to 120 times greater than at sea level, the blobfish's body is perfectly suited for its environment. It has almost no muscle and a density slightly less than water, allowing it to float just above the seafloor without expending energy to swim. The fish essentially sits in one spot with its mouth open, waiting for edible matter to drift by. Scientists estimate there could be thousands of blobfish living in the deep waters off Australia, completely unknown and unseen by humans until commercial fishing started reaching those depths in recent decades. The species faces serious threats from deep-sea trawling, which destroys their habitat and accidentally catches them as bycatch. Conservation groups have pushed for protection of the blobfish and its ecosystem, arguing that we're destroying deep-sea environments before we even understand what lives there. The blobfish has become an unlikely symbol for deep-sea conservation, proving that even the ugliest creatures deserve protection.
Still curious? Then don't stop now. The next mystery is already waiting for you. Just click the video on screen. I saved it just for you. See you there, curious one.